Hare Radha Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjalihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare कलियुग पावन हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की श्री श्री गौरांगी बंगलोरेश्वर की श्री श्री गौर निताई की लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की श्रील प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की So you can take the verse 2.3.24. ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashta Prayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Yuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Why it's not duplicated? It's not going. Coming? Or you can take in your own mobile otherwise. Huh? Lose contact. Tadashmasaram hridayam batedam na yadgrihyamanair harinama dheyaihi na vikriyetatha yada vikaro Netre jalam gatra ruheshu harshaha Tadashmasaram hridayam batedam Yadgrihyamanair harinama dheyaihi Na vikriyetatha yada vikaro Netre jalam gatra ruheshu harshaha. All Prabhujis together. Tadashmasaram hridayam batedam yadgrihyamanair harinama dheyaihi na vikriyetata yada vikaro netre jalam gatra ruheshu harshaha. All Matajis together, please. Smasara. Yeah, thank you. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki. Certainly, that heart is steel framed, which, in spite of one's chanting the holy name of the Lord with concentration, does not change even when one displays such signs of transformation, has tears in the eyes and ecstatic standing of the hairs on end, he's saying. So in the purport, I will only read one section of this purport. Yeah, here Prabhupada is saying, can see from this point. The whole process of spiritual culture is aimed at changing the heart of the living being in the matter of his eternal relation with the Supreme Lord as a subordinate servant, which is his eternal constitutional position. That means when we take to spiritual life, over 1, 2, 3, 4 years, we should start recognizing that I am actually an insignificant servant of Krishna. And God is great, I am small. So with the progress of devotion service, the reaction of change in the heart is exhibited by gradual detachment from the sense of material enjoyment, by a false sense of lording it over the world, and an increase in the attitude of rendering loving service to the Lord. Which means the bhoga vritti goes far away and seva vritti increases in a devotee. So bhoga vritti is for dhanam janam sundarim. One wants to gain a lot of wealth and then show to others that I am richer than you. Or one wants to gain more followers and say that I have more following than you. Or one wants to attract a woman and become her master and expects that she will serve me and give me comfort. So in this way, or one wants to be popular amongst many women. So this kind of attractions or propensity for sense gratification. So he's saying that when we chant the holy name, gradually we understand Krishna is the enjoyer. I am the enjoyed. He is proprietor. He is predominator, I am predominated. He is the master, I am servant. So, and that kind of understanding is supposed to come. Say, for example, a cricket bat is meant for, batting. And a spoon is meant for eating gulab jamun. If somebody says, I will use the spoon and play cricket, is it possible? Yeah, possible. If you try to hit a correct ball with a spoon, your hand will go like this. Then you'll have to go to doctor. There may be a fracture or something. Or if somebody takes a cricket bat and applies Fevicol and touches gulab jamun and tries to put in the mouth, we will break our tooth. Because the constitutional position of a cricket bat is meant for playing cricket. Constitutional position of the spoon is for eating gulab jamun. They can't do the opposite work. Similarly, when the living entity tries to imitate the Supreme Lord, he looks like a fool. Because that is not our nature. So actually we have to start rejoicing in being servant. It's called a dasya sukham. And sukham in the dasya, just like a child sits in the lap of the mother or father comfortably and very jolly, isn't it? You've seen that? They feel very comfortable because they know mother or father is my maintainer, protector, and the child is very happy in their lap. So in the same manner, we will be very happy if we joyfully accept the reality that Krishna is the master, I am his servant. So Prabhupada says, in a gold ring, sometimes they have a blue diamond studded. It looks very attractive. The combination of the gold and the blue shining diamond, pearl type of thing on the top. But if you remove that blue thing, the diamond, then you find in the gold ring there is a depression. Similarly, blue Krishna is there in the heart of everybody. When we carry him in our heart, we are very happy. If you take him out of our heart, just like J.O.K.E.B.A.D told Rama, go far away, I don't want you. Then we get depression. Just like there's a depression in a ring, we have depression in our heart by removing God from our life. So therefore, intelligent souls welcome the Lord into the heart. Krishna, you be my master. Accept me as your servant. Engage me in your service. So voluntarily accepting this true position, we can truly be very happy even in this world. Jiv Krishna Das, Jai Vishwas, Korale Toar, Kakanai. So this is the reason why we are all trying to chant Hare Krishna, read Prabhupada books, come to temple. After a few years, we have to come to grip with this reality, what I am telling you just now. Instead of putting myself in the center, I have to put Krishna in the center. Then we will be truly happy. And then Prabhupada talks about Vaidhi Bhakti. He says here, Vaidhi Bhakti or regulated devotional service, but the limbs of the body, namely eyes, ears, nose, hands, legs, as explained before, is now stressed herein in relation to the mind, which is the impetus for all the activities of the limbs of the body. It is expected by all means that by discharging regulated devotional service, one must manifest the change of heart. Huh? So the change of heart should come when I am practicing sadhana bhakti. This is the acid test for us. Huh? Like for example, uh, cruel Mrigari became compassionate Mrigari. You agree he had a change of heart? Correct, no? No. Arrogant Rahugana became humble Rahugana. Subsequently, he showed a change. Crying Arjuna became courageous Arjuna. And then he fought the battle. So there was a change of heart. Prabhupada came as a Desh Premi and then went back from his guru as a Krishna Premi. Isn't it? In one meeting only. Prabhupada decided to accept his mission and propagate it all over the world. Although he was a Gandhian before. So that type of change of heart should happen. Vidura preaches strongly to Dhritarashtra. Attached Dhritarashtra became detached Dhritarashtra. Correct? Huh? Similarly, Ajamila heard the sermons by Vishnudutas. Lusty Ajamila's heart became filled with love for God by chanting the holy name for 12 years in the Haridwar. So this is a change of heart. So we all have to check. When I came to Krishna consciousness many years ago, what was the state of my heart, climate of my heart? And what is the climate of my heart now? So you will see, traditionally, the Vaisnavas are those who delight in chanting the holy names and remembering the Lord while chanting the names. Like I will sing one song, which we used to sing when you go to Bhajane Madam, we sing. Radhe, 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 Govinda, Radhe, 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 Vrindavana Chandra, Anathanatha Dina Bandho, Radhe Govinda, Bhakta Vatsala Bhagavata Priya, Radhe Govinda, Vrindavana Chandra, Anathanatha Dina Bandho, Radhe Govinda, Yashodavala Yadukula Tilaka, Radhe Govinda, Vrindavana Chandra, Anathanatha Dina Bandho, Radhe Govinda. So this is one still imprinted in my mind. They used to sing like this. Every line they sing some new word, isn't it? Yashoda Bala, Yadukula Tilaka. Similarly, Bhakta Vatsala, Bhagavata Priya. Similarly, they would sing. There is one more. Then they would sing another step. You know to play this one? You know play it? So, Radhika Manohara Madana Gopala. Boliye. Radhika Manohara Madana Gopala Bhakta Vatsala Nanda Gopala Gopala Bhakta Vatsala Govinda Radhe Madhava Gopala Radhe Keshava Govinda Radhe Madhava Gopala Radhe. See, these names are, why are they kept? We should know the meaning of the names also. See, he's saying Radhika Manohara means the one who steals the heart of Radhika. Who is that? Krishna, whose name is Manohar. Radhika Manohara Madana Gopala. His name is Madan Gopal. And what is his nature? Bhakta Vatsala. He is very fond of his devotees. And Nanda Gopala. How do you know he's Bhakta Vatsal? You can see how he deals with Nanda, how he deals with Yashoda. He's carrying the sandals of Nanda on his head. So, actually devotee means for them, this is the food. Sing the different names of the Lord and meditate on the meaning of those names. And those names produce the forms of what Krishna does, how he looks like, what are his qualities, what are his pastimes. So, if we give up the bhogavritti, then we will rejoice in this type of glorification of the Lord. I remember when very, very early days in 91, 92 I used to go, we used to sing the song in Chapati. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe. Jaya Radhe. Jaya Krishna, Jaya Krishna, Krishna. Jaya Krishna, Jaya Sri Krishna. So this is the common line, and then they will sing about Radha and his quality, and then again we will sing this one. Again Krishna's quality you sing, and then again you sing this. So in this way, Krishna is a hero and Radharani is a heroine, and we are their fans. And they perform Leela and we clap hands. But unfortunately living in it says, I will perform Leela and God should clap hands. Many people come to temple thinking that God will favor my romance, and they're shocked to see God himself as his romance. They're wondering, God has a spiritual romance. His love is pure love. And his love is based on the seva bhav, as we told before. His love is based on the attraction of service principle. This is what I was speaking in the other temple. This is a very important thing to understand. In this world, love is love. What goes on in the name of love is nothing but lust, exploitative mentality, like what Shurpanaka came with lust, and Ravana looked at Sita with lust. So they wanted to exploit and enjoy. But in the bhakti, one is very eager to see. Look at the fruit vendor lady. She came with a heart to give to Krishna. That is love. Pradama Brahmana is going to Dwaraka to give to Krishna. That is love. Yashoda, Prabhupada says, Yashoda is not asking, give me my daily bread. She is saying, better come here, take bread and butter. She is feeding. Ours is bread giving religion, not bread asking religion, Prabhupada said. So, love means to give, lust means to grab. So, when we have the grabbing mode, grabbing culture, we suffer. When we have a giving culture without any expectation, like a mother's love for a child, it's very pure. So, therefore, we all have to experience a change of heart. But Acharyas are so kind. They have written so many Vaishnava songs. They have given so many nice commentaries. They have given us the Archa Vigraha to worship. They have given us the holy name. They have given us nice prasad. They have given us the platform of the temple ambience, so that we can accept. And also they have meted out various ways to engage us. Just now we went to Harinam Sankirtan and came. You can go for Harinam outdoor, you can go for prasadam distribution, book distribution, Rathayatra, Utsavams. Yesterday was such a beautiful festival here, isn't it? Such decoration, amazing decoration here. So everybody's hands, legs can be engaged very well. The senses of the body. And the purpose of engaging the senses is Rishikena Rishikesh Sevanam. By this, senses get purified by engaging in Krishna service. Mind gets purified by chanting. Intelligence gets purified by study of scriptures and awakening Viveka Buddhi. Ego gets purified by humbling ourselves to devotees and not maintaining our arrogance. So in this way, the Prabhupada says a change of heart must happen, he says. If there is no such change, the heart must be considered steel-framed, for it is not melted even when there is chanting of the holy name of the Lord. We must always remember that hearing and chanting are the basic principles of discharging devotional duties. And if they are properly performed, there will follow the reactional ecstasy with signs of tears in the eyes and standing of the hairs on the body. So when we become innocent devotees, pure-hearted, the purer we become, these signs will manifest. So if somebody is saying that I also get tears when I hear some Vaishnava songs, but we have to check whether we also get tears in other time, because some people are emotional in nature. They cry for everything. And it is not acceptable. Yeah. So they become emotional materially also. So therefore, these tears should be accompanied by 9 qualities mentioned by Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Devotion. Shantiravyartakalatvam viraktirmana shunyata ashabandha samutkantha namagane sadaruchi asaktistad gunakhyane pritistad pasati stale. All these things. So, iti bhava. These are all bhava symptoms, 9 symptoms. So you can check with this verse whenever you want to test yourself. When you put these 9 qualities and check whether they match with you. So these are natural consequences and are the preliminary symptoms of the bhava stage, which occurs before one reaches to the perfectional stage of prema, love of God. And then Prabhupada says, if reaction does not take place, even after continuous hearing and chanting of the holy name of the Lord, it may be considered to be due to offenses only. That is the opinion of the Sandarbhas. Jiva Goswami says that. In the beginning of the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, if the devotee has not been very careful about avoiding the 10 kinds of offenses at the feet of the holy name, certainly the reaction of the feelings of separation will not be visible by tears in the eyes and standing of the end, hair on end. So, and then, so the 8 symptoms of ecstasy, you heard about Ashtasattvika Vikar, correct, no? Hair standing on end and tears welling up in the eyes and body trembling, breathing heavily and perspiring and bodily color changing like that. There are 8 symptoms. So these 8 symptoms are external, but one has to manifest the 9 other symptoms of bhava also that should accompany this. Otherwise, the sahajas cheat others by making a pretension of bhava and then they're doing all illicit things and all. So therefore, he says that we have to follow the 4 regulative principles and chant the holy name and the symptoms will manifest. So one test Prabhupada has given all of us. All of you say, Gauranga. Prabhupada said, when you say Gauranga, what should happen? Gauranga bolite habe. Yeah. So your body should tremble, not due to winter cold, but due to ecstasy. And all of you say, Hari Hari. So check whether there are tears in your eyes. That's our second test. By saying Hari Hari, tears are not there. By saying Gauranga, hair is not standing on end. That means we have committed offense. This is a test. Very simple test. So, because it's an easy test, immediate test. Correct, no? So, I was actually planning to speak on the 10 offenses briefly, about all the 10 offenses. Another maybe half an hour, 40 minutes. Yeah. So, the 10 offenses everybody recites every day. At the same time, if we recite the 10 offenses unconsciously or unmindfully, then we don't get much benefit. You all know this niyama agraha. Niyama agraha. Agraha means to accept. Agraha means not accept. So, the consciousness is very important to bring in all the activities. Why am I doing what I am doing? To the degree we bring mind and consciousness with us, then the forward march immediately happens. One example, let me tell you an example, it becomes clear. Once Jamindar got 2 men and asked them, what is your skill? One fellow said, I can dig very well. Another fellow said, I can fill up very well. So 2 experts he got. So he said, I have 1,000 plants. So tomorrow you come at 10 o'clock and we'll all go to the garden. And he told the 2 fellows that you have ability to dig very quickly. And then I can put the plant and then he can fill up, correct, no? In this way, let us plant 1,000 plants in one day, we'll finish it. Jamindar said, they agreed. So next day morning, they came at 10, but Jamindar was busy with something. So 12 o'clock, he went to the garden and both the fellows asked him, sir, give us our wages. We are going now, they said. But he said, but I told you that you have to dig and we have to put the plant. He said, no, he already dug and I already filled up. Our job is over now. You give us our salary, we are going now, he said. Jamindar said, do you remember why I told you you have to dig? You have to dig the ground. They said, I only know to dig, I don't hear anything else. So this is called as unconscious hearing. Because these 2 fools didn't know the purpose of digging and filling is for placing the plants. They didn't hear that. You understand, no? So therefore, many times we hear half information. And then we commit mistake because of that. Mm. See, machines are unconscious. We can't afford to be like machines. The other day I was sitting in a car behind. There was one more devotee. There was a space crunch. So I picked up the laptop and put it in the front seat. As soon as I put, immediately tune, 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 sound started coming. Because the car thought that somebody is sitting in the front seat. Yeah, for putting this thing. Because it's a blind machine. For him, whether your body weight or a laptop weight makes no difference. It's all the same for it. You have put some weight in the front, so immediately tune, 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 sound. Because it's an unconscious machine. He cannot distinguish between what is matter, what is spirit. It's designed just to blindly behave. It's a blind machine. Then the driver, what he did, he put the belt behind the laptop. And then he put the button. And it kept quiet. That's another blindness. Correct, no? Sometimes human beings also do that. Correct, now? Some people don't like the belt here. They put the belt here. They are thinking they are very smart. But when there's an accident, their face will smash on the window, smash on the glass. So one should know why these principles are kept, why the seat belt is kept. It is for your safety it is kept. Not that you put it behind and think, now I am intelligent now. Such intelligence is also another type of unconsciousness. Like two friends who are going in a bike. Only one helmet they had. The other fellow asked, he asked the other fellow, hey, do you have a helmet? He said, no, police doesn't come in that road. What is the meaning of that? Are you wearing helmet for police or are you wearing for your safety? See, those who behave like this, they are the ones who will do niyamagra. You will see. In spiritual life also. Ekadashi day, you can make 15-course feast and eat. Say that, I didn't eat grains today. Okay, you didn't eat grains, but you ate such a feast and you slept. You didn't do anything spiritual. So I'm speaking on this because our pretentious devotional service is the cause of offenses. Pretentious devotional service. So the more we pretend and do drama, just like our Putana did drama devotional service. What was the drama she did? Yeah. She pretended to be like a mother, but her intention was to kill. Similarly, we may try to practice externally the limbs of devotion service, but our intentions may be different many times. Like, for example, Charanamrit. If Charanamrit is supposed to be drunk in the consciousness that this is the foot wash of the Supreme Lord, isn't it? It is so pure. Imagine you drink 4 glasses of Charanamrit. Very nice. Give me more, give me more. Then that reverence is lost. Correct, no? Then you don't have the reference. Reverence is finished. Then how can we be conscious that this is foot wash of Vishnu? Even if it is available, you take only little. On purpose, you take a little so that you can meditate. I'm not going to take more so that my mind will come to realize that this is foot wash of Vishnu, isn't it? So, at every moment from morning to night, we have to repeatedly bring our mind to act consciously and not in a dead manner. Because if I am going to keep my mind dead, I will act instinctively. If I am going to be conscious, I can think before I speak. I can look before I leap. Your ability to look before you leap comes by conscious attempt, not by a dead attempt. So, that dead attempt is what makes us commit one type of offense called as offense of omission. There are 2 types of offenses: offense of omission, offense of commission. Offense of omission was done by a few people, like Indra once was given a garland by Durvasa Muni. And then he took the garland and gave it to the elephant. And the dull elephant, he put it under the ground and put it on the ground and he crushed it. That was the dangerous thing that happened. Durvasa Muni cursed him. So he lost all his kingdom, opulence, everything. Because he gave it to a dull creature. That was a mistake. So in this way, he was little careless in how to deal with the garland. A garland offered to Lord should be very carefully dealt with. Similarly, when Agastya Rishi came with his disciples, Indradumna Raja was doing meditation, but he didn't offer proper guest reception. So because of that omission of respect, he was cursed to become an elephant in the next life. You may wonder, Prabhuji, he didn't do anything. Still he got a curse. Now that is called offense of omission. He was supposed to offer respects, he failed to offer respect. Hmm. He decided if a sannyasi comes into the temple or a guru comes, you don't offer obeisances. The whole day you have to fast, it is said. I was still speaking this Vaishnava etiquette. One boy became frightened. He said, Prabhuji, whoever comes to temple, I'll offer obeisances. He said. I asked why. He said, I cannot fast full day. Why these rules are kept for that purpose only? Because people will do anything in the world except fasting. Huh? So it's a very dangerous thing. Huh? So better you offer obeisances and take prasad. Huh? You don't have to fast. So the idea is offense of omission should be avoided. And what is offense of another example? Indra is sitting with his wife Sachi on the throne and it's showered with flowers and devatas are all worshipping him, praising him. Band playing is going on in the palace. And then Brihaspati's guru is coming. Every day he would come. And then Indra was seeing every day and offering obeisances. Sometimes such obeisances offering can become a routine. He did and did and did every day. And today he saw the guru coming. He took him very lightly. In the 10th canto, there is one verse, Sannikarsho atra matrena anadarana karanam, it says. Vicinity is the cause of disrespect. What is the vicinity? When somebody we are closely associating repeatedly and they're easily available to us, we can commit offenses to them. Another means disrespect. We can disrespect. Like we said, Ati Parichayat, Avajnana. So every day he was offering obeisances. He thought, okay, one day if we don't offer, what difference it makes? And then the guru vanished. Quickly he realized, Indra got up from his seat, put his garland and everything, and then he told all his associates, alas, I committed offense to Guru. Now immediately I'll go to his house and fall at his feet and beg forgiveness so that, I will not be cursed by Guru. So he immediately rushed to his house, but his Guruji was not there. Why? On purpose. His Guru thought that I don't want to forgive this fellow so quickly. He has to undergo some trouble, solid kicks he has to get and learn lessons. After that only he will come to his senses. Thinking like this, Brihaspati hid himself somewhere. See, you cannot hide yourself anywhere from persons like Indra because these people have a lot of mystic powers. Anywhere you hide, they can find out. People like Indra, Brahma, Devi, they all have a lot of powers. But Guru was more powerful than him. So he could hide himself and still not reveal the place where he is hiding. Can you imagine? So again, he lost all his opulences that time. So in this way, offense of commission, this is offense of omission again, because he was careless to offer respects. And offense of commission means like Daksha Prajapati. He spoke very badly about Lord Shiva in a public assembly. Offense of commission. Gopal Chapal. Gopal Chapal didn't speak, but he kept some Durga Puja paraphernalia and everything and tried to assassinate the character of great soul Shiva. And Gopal Chakravarti, he offended Haridas Thakur. That's another. Haridas Thakur said that Namabas itself is enough to offer us liberation. So he became very angry with him and he started criticizing him. He said, if what you are saying is not true, your nose will fall in 3 days. Something like that he said. So immediately Govardhan Majumdar, Hiranya Majumdar, who are the organizers of the program, they became very angry. They said, hey, we have invited this great soul, Haridas Thakur, for this event. And he glorified the holy name so beautifully. And you are appointed as a superintendent in our estate. And you are talking such ill words at the great soul. You have spoiled the whole show today. Get out of here. They chastised him. But after 3 days, nothing happened to Haridas Thakur. This fellow's nose hit melted because of offense. So in this way, he committed offense by verbally. Like Daksha Prajapati also verbally. Right now? Yeah. Shringi also committed verbal offense. Saubari Muni also committed verbal offense to Garuda. Like that. These are all verbal offenses. So we may commit mental offense also. Like when Mukunda took Gadadhar Pandit to Pundrik Vidyanidhi. He committed a mental offense thinking of him to be a Vishayi. Like that, we may commit a mental offense also. We may not speak it, but we may think in the mind something wrong about somebody and judge somebody. That's a mental offense. There is a physical offense. Like our Bhrigu. To Brahma, he committed what offense? Mental offense. To Shiva, verbal offense. And to Vishnu, a physical offense. He kicked him on the chest, isn't it? Physical offense, yeah. So in this way, we may commit offenses to devotees. To make it easy for us to remember the first offense, you can remember two formulae, I'll tell you. Very easy to remember. Plus formula you can remember, P.L.U.S. So P stands for previous to coming to Krishna consciousness. If any devotee had any shortcoming, one should not talk about that. Like imagine one of your friend now has become advanced devotee. Somebody is praising him, such a wonderful devotee. You say, I know him in our village. In school days, he was smoking cigarette. One should not say like that. Even if he was smoking before, don't talk bad things about his bad past. You should forget about that from your mind. Something good you can say about him, say, otherwise don't say anything. Previous to coming to Krishna consciousness. And L for last traces of some lingering things like, for example, some Vaishnava is still angry Vaishnava. Somebody seems to be a little competitive in book scores or something like that. Sometimes you look at devotees. Like when Gauranga Prabhu came to Pune, they were announcing the book score of all the brahmacharis. One score was announced. So-and-so Prabhu distributed 21 books. And that fellow was sitting behind. He pushed through the crowd and came and he shook the shoulder of the announcer. He said, hey, that was not 21 Prabhu, that is 71. He said, because 21 and 71 look similar now. While writing, they committed some mistake. And afterwards, some devotees felt very bad about it. Why is he so fruitive, Coming from behind, pushing everybody, even if the announcer is saying 21, the deities know what is the score. What do they not know? Vedaham samatitani. Correct, na? Isn't it? So they came and asked me. I thought, anyway, Gauranga Prabhu is there, we can check with him. When I asked Gauranga Prabhu, what do you feel about this? Devotees are upset with that fellow. Gauranga said, why should devotees be upset? Earlier, that fellow must have been counting cricket scores. Now he's counting book scores. Later on, he will stop counting scores. He was saying. In this way, devotees are improving. Correct, no? Don't criticize. At least they are coming and doing some service. See, if a devotee is doing service and is little fruitive, no problem. He is better than those who don't do any service at all. Later on, that fruitive mentality will also go away. So, last traces of such tendencies. And then U for unpremeditated fall down. Sometimes it is seen that people become weak sometimes in Krishna consciousness. The one counselor was telling me, his counseling didn't come to meeting for 2 months. The counselor would call and the counselor would cut the phone and not pick up. It's a grihastha couple. So one day, suddenly, Counselor Prabhu and his wife, when they went to market, they went to his house directly. And the door was slightly open. So they just pushed the door and went in, very casually. And that fellow was sitting in the sofa and watching TV. Full blast TV was going on at home. As soon as Counselor entered, he jumped up. And he was searching for the, remote. And he couldn't find it. He was shouting at the son, Beta, where is the remote? I'm not able to find it. Not finding the remote, he took a blanket and threw over the TV. But from inside the blanket, sound is still coming. Then he was telling, Prabhuji, let us go to another room. My children were watching TV. I think it's a very noisy place. Let's go to another room. Counselor understood everything. He was just laughing. And I told the counselor, Prabhuji, you could have given me a call at least before coming. Counselor said, I just came to market, just like that. And I remembered your house is nearby. I thought I'll visit and go. Counselor didn't say one word, why you didn't come for the meeting 2 months. You didn't put a gunpoint or something. He just told him, I just casually came to see you, how you are doing, Prabhu. After that, subsequent week onwards, he started attending regularly meeting. This is an example of unpremeditated fall down. Counselor clearly understood that this fellow was watching TV is an indication of his spiritual weakness. But sometimes people feel pained if you point out the weakness. Correct, na? Yeah. But we have to go and give them support, not destroy them, not discourage them, but try to develop them by meeting them personally and patting them. Okay, it happens sometimes. Somebody becomes a little weak. Similarly, somebody didn't come to temple for 4 months, and then a person is coming to temple. Everybody is looking him from a distance like a seeing animal in a zoo. Like that, they actually. And imagine all Vaisnavas on one side and he's alone on the other side. As if he has committed the biggest blunder in the universe. And some people who are not very sensitive go to him and ask, "Idhar te maya mein the kya?" Maya, huh? That is even more worse also. So, unpremeditated slips must be forgiven. Unless you go to him, give him some prasad, pat him as if nothing has happened, then he is likely to come back. Correct, no? And the fourth one is, yes, is social background. Some Vaishnava may look black, or some Vaishnava's body may be fat. Some Vaishnava may be extremely thin, as if you blow, they will fly off. Some people you have seen, they're tall and thin. Only bones are in their body. Some are like that. And some are extremely plumpy. They will be obese, like that. Somebody is black. Or somebody has all white hair on the head. Somebody has some in the skin, some kind of disease or something like that. So one should not see these things. One should not see somebody is born in a lower family or higher family. दृष्टै स्वभावजनितैर्वपुषश्च दोषैर्न प्राकृतत्वमिह इह भक्तजनस्य पश्येत् गङ्गाम्बसां न खलु बुद्बुदफेन पङ्खैर्ब्रह्मद्रवत्वम् अपगच्छति नीरधर्मै. This is a verse from the Upadeshamrita. He says, in one side of Ganga, your dead body is floating. Other side of the Ganga, somebody is moving the waters and then doing achaman. Because Ganga can never be polluted. Whatever things people put in Ganga, it's always pure. Similarly, Vaishnava's body may look to be having some deformity and all those things, disease or something. But Vaishnavas should be judged by the heart, not by the body. Like a Vritrasura has a huge asuric body, but his heart is like a tender, lotus flower. From his prayers you can see. Aham hare tava padai kamula dasanu daso bhavitasmi bhuyah manasmare asupater gunamste grinita vakarma karo tukaya. On the other hand, Kunti Maharani, she's a queen. She's a very tender woman. Compare both these people. Both are, she's a Vaishnavi, he's a Vaishnava. You can see that. In both their hearts resides loving affection and attraction and respect for Krishna. So one should learn to see the substance of Krishna consciousness in the hearts of the jivas and not go by the externals. Like Lord Chaitanya saw that old Orison lady, the spark of bhakti in her heart. Or Lord Chaitanya saw in the South Indian Brahman also. So Mahaprabhu was able to see that. Mahaprabhu saw bhakti even in the heart of tigers and deers and elephants also in Jharkhand, isn't it? What to speak of humans? So don't see the social background. Like one brahmachari's parents came to Pune. So this brahmachari took them to one house where, they were speaking the same language. That's what we do generally. If somebody is from Punjab, we send them to Punjabi's homes. Somebody is from Telugu, then we send them to Telugu homes, so that they'll feel very comfortable. So parents are very happy. Oh, they speak our language. They're very comfortable. Then they took prasad, they saw the altar, and father and mother were impressed. They said, what a big altar they have and how nicely they worship. They are very, very devout people. They have 2-3 children also. Still, they are so dedicated. So on the way back, father casually asked, are they Brahmins? Like that he asked. And this brahmachari told their caste. And they were lower caste. Immediately, father became wild. He told the Gadi to stop. He immediately became angry on the son. He said, hey, what have you done? You have taken us and fed lunch in the home of somebody who is from a niche jati. And the son said, no. They are Vaishnavas. They're better than Brahmins. Like that he said. Because the Vaishnava is better than a Brahmana. Brahmananam sahasrabhyo satrayaje vishishyate satrayaje vishishebhyo Sarva Vedanta Paragaha, Sarva Vedanta Vitkotya Vishnu Bhakto Vishishyate. This verse says, if you take 1,000 Brahmins who know Vedas, better than those 1,000 Brahmins is one who is learned in Vedanta. And thousands of Brahmins who know Vedanta, better than such a person is a Vishnu Bhakta, it says. So he told, Papa, don't see their caste there, Vaisnavas, he said. But father couldn't understand because he was not a devotee. How many have understand this example? Understand this? Yeah. So father was seeing from a Jati Buddhi point of view. Whereas the son was seeing from a Vaishnava point of view. But I told this boy that next time you take him to somebody who is also Brahmana, so his father will be pacified. Who was Brahmana by birth also. Correct? No? So, but at least we should not be like that. That type of attitude we should not have. Social background we should not see. So this is plus formula you all will remember. P for? Yeah. Previous to coming to Krishna consciousness. Yeah. And then L? Yeah. Lost traces of some anarthas showing up. Anger, greed and all that. And then U? And yes? Yeah, social bad. So because these are the 4 ways we tend to commit offenses. So we can carefully avoid these things. And what are the offenses? There is one Puranic verse which talks about the 5 type of offenses it talks. Very easy to remember. J.O.K.E.B.A.D. You can remember. J.O.K.E.B.A.D. J stands for not feeling joy upon seeing a Vaishnava. Like morning, Mangalarti, you come and you see one Vaishnava. Subah aa gaya abhi. Don't think like that. Morning time, I have to look at his face. Don't think like that. Because some of you will see that sometimes you have affection for somebody, aversion for somebody. Correct, no? So that aversion is not very good. The averse feeling in the heart that produces offenses. You don't like to see that face. Therefore, we have to clear any kind of displeasure or some bitterness in relationship so that when you look at them, you don't feel uneasy or unhappy. Even if you have difference in opinion with other Vaishnava, you can think that that Vaishnava is like that and I am like this. No problem. Everybody, Krishna has made all of us differently. Just like look at the flowers, every flower is different. Every Vaishnava is different. Some flower is small, some is big, some are fragrant, some are beautiful. Every Vaishnava is like a flower. Don't try to put everybody in one box and say, all Vaishnavas should be like this only. Don't say that. One time in Pune, somebody came and spoke in the Bhagavatam class that, Leela is all useless. One should speak Tattva. Tattva is the most important thing. The whole Bhagavatam class was all this only. This is the main point. There was one seen Edward sitting behind. And he was really, really very unhappy with the class. And then he came and asked me, Prabhu, am I allowed to give Brahmachari class today? He asked me. I said, yeah, you are a senior man, can give. So then in the Brahmachari class, he spoke all about how Leela is important. And then he defeated all the morning points, what was spoken. But he did not know that the morning speaker was sitting behind. He heard everything. And then he made notes. The next day morning Bhagavatam class, again he spoke how Tattva only important. Yeah. So then again this devotee came to me and said, Prabhuji, one more class can I give? I said, you don't give one more class, I will give class today. So then I went to Brahmacharya class and brought about a balance. Which is important? Tattva or Leela? Both are important. Somebody is asking, Prabhuji, should I eat food or drink water? Which one? Both are required. You have to eat food also, you have to drink water also. You cannot do either of the two. Not either or. Both are required. So now this devotee developed little bitterness towards that devotee. Because I am a Leela party and he is a Tattva party. So give up this kind of mentality because then you cannot feel joy in your heart when you see the devotees. You have to see everybody's like His Holiness Chandramani Maharaj was telling. Somebody came and told, Maharaj, I came to New Vrindavan. That Vaishnava who is very tall and very attakata, very well-built body, he is very aggressive devotee, Maharaj. He is a very passionate and very pushy fellow. He makes a lot of demand, he said. Maharaj said, laughed and said, he's a Kshatriya Vaishnava. He said, yeah, he gets things done. You don't know how many big projects he has done. And Maharaj said, when I saw him first time he came towards me, I was also afraid because his body was very big. He walked towards me like this. And then he folded his arms and said, one chocolate paturu Maharaj. Like that he said. Then he thought, thank you, that's all, nothing else. I thought he's going to crush me or something. Externally, he looked like that, but he's a simple devotee. Huh? So, in this way, Maharaj was telling that, we should not hold any kind of malice towards any devotee. It's not very good. Because if we have malice, we cannot feel joy when we see them. The main reason for malice is we are very rigid and we are very closed. We are like a kopamanduk, like a frog in the well. We think everybody has to fit within my box of my own understanding. We don't understand. Vaishnavas are of different varieties. Huh? They're just like birds are of different varieties. Flowers are of different varieties. There are different types of Vaishnavas. So we have to accommodate. And Krishna has created many Vaishnavas very uniquely. So therefore feel joy upon seeing Vaishnavas. That Vaishnavas are a rare commodity in this world. Huh? There are 8 billion population in this world, but Vaishnavas are few who are willing to come to temple, bow down to God, chant the holy name, study the scriptures, lead a clean, pure life, and keeping Krishna in their hearts. So the more we understand the rarity of a Vaishnava, which Lord Chaitanya spoke to Rupa Goswami in Dashashmedha Ghat, we will cry tears to offend any Vaishnava because Vaishnavas are very, very rare. Actually, we should worship the feet of the Vaishnavas in our heart. What to speak of offending them? Sometimes you may be in a Shiksha Guru position, you may chastise somebody or correct somebody. And that is also another form of affection. Like a mother pinching a child or scolding a child is also for the benefit of the child. But there should be no hatred. Mother, father cannot have envy for the child, like Hiranyakashipu had envy for Prahlad. That is unacceptable. So if you are guiding somebody, a senior cannot have envy for a junior, or you cannot have envy for an equal also. If you have envy, we cannot feel joy when we see them. In my life, I made up my mind, I will be like Ajata Shatru. I won't have any enemies. I will keep my doors always open. If they consider me their enemy, that is whose problem? Their problem. I have not a single devotee on the planet whom I will say that if I see him, I will not talk to him. No, I don't want to talk. Some people go away. Correct? I will never do that to anybody. Even with those who have had terrible times between me and him, because he did some mischief and I caught him and I punished him also. Even if they come, we will never turn our face. You should not have one. Because unless you clear your equation with all jivas, you cannot go back to Godhead. So we should not keep anything in our mind. So that is J. O for not offering obeisances to a Vaishnava. Because we think, sometimes people think, should I offer obeisance first or after he gives me obeisance, then I'll give. Some people think like that. Correct? No? Sometimes they may be equal. So we are wondering, he is not senior to me. Why should I give obeisances? As if obeisances are a very rare commodity. It's like spending 1,00,000 rupees or something. See, even if you give obeisances to somebody younger, you will not lose anything. So, one example I'll tell you. His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj was staying in Bhaktivedanta Hospital, 5th floor, along with Madhav Prabhu, who is in Gokul Dham now. Correct, no? Both of them. 5 years they were together. And they were doing a lot of services in Bhaktivedanta Hospital. He was like a spiritual counselor there. And Madhav Prabhu was preaching in colleges and all. So Madhav Prabhu was telling us once, every single day, morning after taking bath, when Maharaj will see him first, he will offer obeisances. He also would offer obeisances. He was telling, we're staying in the same room. Only 2 of us were staying. And I never expected that we have to offer obeisances to each other. We are, we are just like friends. So, but he offered obeisances, so I also gave. And he said in this 5 years, not a single day passed without offering obeisances. So he was very amazed by that. So, same thing, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj and His Holiness Mahanidhi Maharaj, they both were studying Hindi in Masuri. There is a place. For about 3 months, they studied Hindi. No basic Hindi. They were staying together. So Maharaj's servant was telling, every single day morning after bathing, when they would see each other, they would offer obeisances. First thing. Because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you will see also, how he deals with Vaishnavas is very, very exemplary. You will see that. When the Bengali Vaishnavas are coming, the Atarnala Mahaprabhu, go offers obeisances to them, then puts chandan, then puts garland. Sometimes these rituals may slowly become forgotten, and we may ignore them. So somebody is respectable and not offering obeisances, that becomes a offense also, yeah. And third one is is killing a Vaishnava. Oh, that's very terrible. I don't think anybody will do that. Durvasa Muni tried to kill Ambarish. Just see, isn't it? Any other example of someone trying to kill a Vaishnava? Our Indra tried to kill Vritrasura. Shringi cursing Parikshit to die. Sorry, who? Who? Ah. Yadav Prakash tried to kill Ramanuja when he was a student, yeah. Because he thought he'll become a great Vaishnava exponent later. Correct. Jadabharata was made an assassination attempt by the dacoits, correct? No? Yeah. So like that, there are many examples. Killing a Vaishnava is like a Brahmahatya, terrible offense. We don't have to worry too much about it. Huh? We have to especially worry about first one, not feeling joy. Because after I gave one class on Vaishnava Aparadh, many people caught me and said, how to feel joy, please tell us. I am having some problem with that fellow. Can I change the temple, go to another temple? I said, you may move to another temple, but still you'll remember that fellow. Unless you remove the thorn. So, because this fellow gave feedback to that fellow, and that fellow gave bigger feedback to this fellow. So they both became big enemies. I told him, see, you committed the first mistake. You gave him small feedback. He gave small F feedback. He gave big F feedback. So I said, you gave a small slap. He gave a bigger slap. What to do? You could have avoided the first slap. I told him. Then I felt a little more nice. I think probably the mistake was from my side. I began first. Then I told him, you are not his spiritual guardian, but you became a self-appointed advisor and went and gave him feedback. Therefore, he gave you back. So why are you feeling bad about him? I said. Then he became a little relieved. Probably now I feel he's a good person. Because till now he has never done this with me. This is the first time he's doing. Because sometimes we pinch somebody and then they pinch us. Hey, why are you pinching? That's what this Aghasura did, correct? No? This Aghasura, he's going into Vrindavan with his wide open mouth and with eyes is blinking at Krishna and covered by eyes. He says, this is the same blue boy who killed my sister Baki and my brother Baka. I will not leave him. I will give Tilanjali to them by swallowing this boy and all his friends. So, see, he is saying that this is the fellow who killed my brother and sister, he is saying. But his brother and sister, Krishna didn't go to Mathura to kill them. They came to Vrindavan and what trouble they created. Like Putana gave him milk mixed with poison and Baka even swallowed him. Therefore Krishna killed them. That he is not telling. He is only telling, he killed my brother and sister. So he is not able to see his mistake. His brother, sister's mistake. He is only thinking Krishna's mistake. Many of us, we commit mistake first and we blame others later on. So therefore, feeling joy upon seeing a Vaishnava, offering obeisances to Vaishnava, and also E stands for envying a Vaishnava. Gopal Chapal was envying. There is in Maharashtra, there is in Tukaram. Tukaram was a very, very pure devotee and a very nice singer of poems on glorification of Lord Vithala. Thousands of poems he wrote. Became very, very popular. People would be singing in the fields, singing in their homes. Everywhere people would be singing Tukaram song. So there was another fellow, Salamalo. He became very envious. Salamala is a ignoramus. It's a foolish fellow. But he wanted to become popular like Tukaram. So what he did, one day he called his servant and said, I will dictate one poem, note down. So he dictated a 8-line or 10-line poem. And then Salamala Mane, like that he said at the end. And that the servant was noting down said, sir, this poem is well known. At the last line it says Tukamane and you are saying Salamala Mane. He said, hey, who told you this poem? How do you know it? It's my creation. You put my name in this and send it to everybody. So all the people who are singing Tukaram song should sing my song now. You see, especially this competition comes where like preachers may talk ill of other preachers. Book distributors may talk ill of other book distributors. Matajis who may be good cooks, they may say, she may be a good cook, but not like me. I can do something better. Our garland makers can criticize other garland makers. Huh? Our singers. Huh? Sometimes singers perform with their team of mridangam, kartal, and harmonium and everything powerful. And amongst them, there are also other powerful singer teams. Huh? So you go and ask them, how do you feel about the other team? Huh? So that's where the competition comes. Huh? So here is a secret, open secret I have told you. Make it a point, if you are good in one field, even before any problem can come into your mind, you create a natural method of always praising those in the same field. Hmm. Like like I am a preacher now, I should naturally praise Amarendra Prabhu or Mogilla Prabhu, Gauranga Prabhu, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, all these people. You create a natural, very healthy state of mind for them. Meet them, discuss with them, learn and share, and praise them always. Don't criticize. So if you have a habit of criticizing subtly or grossly, either in a public class or privately, gradually the offensive propensity will enter. Like you can see there's a very great book, famous distributor called Vijay Prabhu in Los Angeles. And there is Vaisnava Prabhu in ISV, now California. Similarly, there is Naveen Nirada Prabhu. Sometimes he's in Mayapur, sometimes in America. These are all big book distributors. They all love each other so much. If you just one word you ask Naveen Nirada Prabhu about Vijay Prabhu or Vaisnava Prabhu, 2 hours he will speak to you. So much appreciation he has. He says, I am nothing, and he is such a great soul, he will say. And also there is Bhrigupati Prabhu in LA also. Bhrigupati Prabhu can distribute big bulk of sets in just 30 seconds. He can convince people to take. He is close to 75 or something. He looks like a young boy. Very, very powerful distributor. All these book distributors, they have deep respect and appreciation for each other. I've never seen them ever criticize anyone. So this is Vaishnava actually. So especially in your own field, what others, like you are going for youth preaching. So you are a youth preacher, somebody else is a youth preacher. You should honestly appreciate what they are doing rather than say that he cannot do this, I can do this. If you are very eager to boast about yourself and then you want people to look at you and praise you, nobody will praise. They will know that he is envious. So if you are envious, so therefore envying Vaishnava is very dangerous. That really contaminates the consciousness and it's like a diseased state of consciousness. We will also suffer and we will make others also suffer. Like when Prabhupada preached abroad and brought some Western disciples to India, and he had no place to keep the disciples. So he kept them in some mathas. And then Prabhupada was moving around finding out facility. Meanwhile, some of his godbrothers had told the devotees that this Swami Maharaj, you see, he was a businessman. In Allahabad, he had a business. He's a simple grihastha. And you can see many of us, we are all sannyasis, and he is not very knowledgeable. If you really want proper Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta, you want to understand, you should hear from these senior sannyasi disciples of Bhaktivedanta Thakur, and they started poisoning them. So then when Prabhupada came to the Matha back, some of the disciples started asking, who are more senior to you? And Prabhupada said, yes, Bhakti Rakshashidhar Maharaj is a great soul in Sanskrit, and he is my senior godbrother. I adore him. And Bhakti Maharaj's relationship with Prabhupada was very, very sweet. They both had a very good relationship. But there were other fellows. There were also good godbrothers who adored Prabhupada's good work. Like when Prabhupada came to India, he went to B.R. Sridhar Maharaj's Matha, and it was in the rooftop. Maharaj was sitting, and Prabhupada went and met him. He embraced him, and Swami Maharaj, what have you done? Amazing work. You have fulfilled the desire of our spiritual master by going to America and preaching in English language, and you brought these 2 boys with you who are sannyasis now. So he saw Kirtan Swami and Achyutanand Swami. Both were in saffron dress. He patted both the boys and said, you 2 boys, you know, in India you go and preach, people have so much respect for Americans. You are going to make thousands of devotees in India. And those 2 boys are new to India totally. They saw Bhakti Rakshishar Maharaj's eyes were glistening in great affection for Swami Maharaj. And Prabhupada was telling these two devotees that actually Bhakti Rakshishar Maharaj is far more learned than me. He's vastly learned in Sanskrit. Therefore, Bhakti Thakur gave him the name Bhakti Rakshak, protector, guardian of Bhakti, he has given him. Even I take inspiration from him, Prabhupada said. So Prabhupada was humbling himself in front of him, and he was adoring Prabhupada's good work abroad. He said, none of us could do, and you could do it. Great thing you did. And then Prabhupada was talking to him late at night. And then next day morning, when Mangalarati happened, they were going for Harinam Sankirtan at 7 o'clock. So all the disciples, youngsters, young brahmacharis, they were going ahead. So Bhakti Rakshishar Maharaj called our Prabhupada, and they both sat in a rickshaw. They both went together because he had this arthritis problem in the knee. Now he cannot walk easily. But they both sat in the rickshaw and they wanted to see the beauty of Harinam Sankirtan. So they also went. And the disciples of Prabhupada were very touched. Here is an example of a non-envious Vaishnava. Correct, no? On the other hand, there were people like what I told you. Some of them tried to make sure that Prabhupada cannot get a land in Mayapur. Prabhupada saw that some people are envious. So, why people are envious? Because they're afraid that this Vaishnava will get ahead of me. Envy should be given up. And then J.O.K.E.B.A.D for blaspheming a Vaishnava. Actually, how blasphemy comes? Initially, it is fault finding. See, when you dislike someone, you find faults. When you hate someone, you do blasphemy. So dislike is in the mind. Hate is in the heart. What is the difference between mind and heart? Heart is subconscious mind. Chitta, we call it. Mind is man. So when you have a little dislike for someone, that is the preliminary step of aparadh. At that stage only you can root it out. You should remove it. If you don't remove it, eventually it will turn into hatred. So one should not blaspheme. Blasphemy comes with the mouth, speaking bad things about somebody. One of the lessons I learned in my life, there may be some Vaishnava who is not proper. But why should I worry about him? His spiritual guardian will guide him. For example, you go to a hospital, somebody has cancer, somebody has brain tumor. Do you have to worry about everybody? All the patients sitting outside, who will worry about them? Doctor. Doctor has a record also. And he will deal with them. You mind your own business. Whatever purpose for which you went to hospital, you get your disease cured. Similarly, you are in a temple or a community. You don't have to worry about everybody because you are not their mentor, spiritual guardian or something. So they will sort out their problem themselves. Once my spiritual master was telling, if somebody has a problem, you are watching it, what to do? He said, wait and watch, he said. Because somebody else will give feedback and he may correct it. You don't have to rush to immediately give the feedback. And or you can give a feedback to the spiritual guardian who is guiding them. Then they can guide. Just like if you catch a pickpocketer in the station, you hand him over to police. You don't slap him, beat him. In case you slapped him and fell on the ground and died, then people will beat you up. You just hand over to in charge somebody. So that is B. And A for becoming angry on a Vaishnava. All of us have, how many of you experience becoming angry? Some of them slowly rising. I immediately again rise. We all become angry. Sometime or other. You may not become angry every day, but in some occasion or other, when your values are tested, somebody, like for example, I am conservative or strict. Somebody is liberal, then I'll become angry. Correct, no? Like I am quick to do things. Somebody is slow, I'll become angry. Say I'm responsible. Somebody is very responsible. Even after 20 calls are made, he doesn't lift. When you go and personally meet him, he says, oh, you called me, huh? I didn't see it. Huh? Very cool. Some people are very cool. Huh? And some people, they speak lies very, very effortlessly. In one sentence, they'll say 4 lies. Huh? People like this. So you really get upset, become angry with some people. But one has to control the anger because anger is like fire. It's very dangerous. See, every one of our senses is presided by presiding deity, correct, no? For the eyes, there is Surya. For the ears, there is Digdevatas. For the nose, there is Ashwini Kumaras. For the mouth, who knows? Agni. So, mouth, That's like Agni. If you put little more, the halwa will be burnt. Huh? So if you speak little more, then people will not forget for their life. You gave some work to somebody and you say, Hare, 1 week ago you gave the work. All this week you have been lazy like a buffalo and didn't complete the work. So when you say like that, one word they will hear very nicely. Ah. And for whole life they will not forget it. Huh? So we have to mind our words, what we speak. So that is angry. Okay. And then D is for devotee. So J for joy. Not feeling joy upon seeing Vaishnava. O for K, E, and B, A, and D, devotee. Towards the devotee, yeah. So this is called as, this is from the Padma Purana. There is one verse which says that. Ayushriyam yashodharmam lokana shishaye vacha antishreyamsi sarvani pumso mahadatikramaha. This is spoken by our Sati to her father. Very, very important verse. It begins like this. Ayu Shriyam. You can check that. She says everything will be finished if you offend the devotees. He says your Ayush, your lifespan, your opulences, and your fame, and all your religiosity, and all the blessings you receive from different people. Hanti Shreyamsi Sarvani. Everything. Pumso Mahadatikrama. If you offend great souls, all this will be finished, she says. So therefore, we have to be very careful. I am devoting so much time only for the first offense because the first three offenses talk about Hari Guru Vaishnava. First offense is for Vaishnava. Second offense is Hari. Third offense is Guru. So those two are very, very important. And one has to be very careful, attentive in dealing with, these three things. Yeah. I'm going to conclude because there are many things to do. Just one question is here. Prabhupada says success is sure for a rigid practitioner, and we are also strong in aspects like morning program, etc. Then how we can compromise or accept these in name of variety? See, when I'm talking about variety, it doesn't mean that some devotee may like to attend morning program, some may not like. We are not saying like that. Everybody has to attend, especially if you are in the temple. And if you are staying in a student center, voice center, if they are not attending, you don't have to become angry on them. You can very politely and humbly tell them, Prabhu, there is a flat available for you nearby. We have found out for you. And there is one Grihastha couple who will give Dabba Prasad. So you can stay there. And as per your will and wish, whenever you want to come here, you can come. And he will immediately be shocked. Prabhu, why am I asked to quit? We are not asking you to quit. We are requesting you to stay there instead of here. If you want to stay here, this is the standard. So you can politely but firmly tell, this is the standard. But you don't have to tease them, ridicule them, yell at them. Correct, no? So even corrections, even a manager can behave properly. Correct, no? But sometimes the managers bury some pent-up feelings for a while. And later on it comes out in a ugly manner, which leads to anger and blasphemy and all, which we should avoid. So don't get frightened about this topic. This topic we are discussing, because this first offense is very important, so that if our chanting has to be good, our mind has to be very peaceful. Because of all these different type of offenses I told you, our mind loses its peace, and then it unnecessarily focuses on material vibrations instead of focusing on, praying to Lord very joyfully and is begging for shelter, spiritual shelter. Yeah. So if you have any further questions, you can write to me. If you want, you can. My video man is there. You can ask him for email. He'll give you, and you can write to me. I'll respond. Otherwise, if you take questions like that, another 1 hour will go. That's all. I think I can answer by email to you. Okay. Shil Prabhupada ki Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki